Greetings, my people. Greetings, my people. I greet you in the words of a BB Foyer. Today is Monday, May 23rd. It is 10:12 a.m. And as you see, my topic is called the Great Replacement slash the Buffalo Shooter slash Killer or American. Same thing. But what I wanted to talk about, I want to talk about that. What exactly is this great replacement? And hang on for a second. I'm gonna learn how to. If anybody know how to like share screens and do stuff like that, shoot me memos on how to do. But I found this article, and I hope you still can hear me as I click off. Hopefully, you may be able to see it. I don't know. But it says, "What is the great replacement?" in quotation marks. And this is a NPR.org, and I also looked at New York Times. And you could just simply Google it yourself, but I always like to get credible sources because you know how we are the most credible people. But it says, in short, the Great Replacement is a conspiracy theory that states that non-white individuals are being brought into the United States and other Western countries to replace, in quotation marks, white voters to achieve a political agenda. It is often touted by anti-immigration groups, white supremacists, and others. According to the National Immigration Forum, white supremacists argue that the influx of immigrants, people of color, more specifically, will lead to the extinction of the white race. I'm going to read that line one more time and I'm going to build on it. White supremacists argue, who argue it? White supremacists argue that the influx of immigrants, people of color, more specifically, will lead to the extinction of the white race. White supremacists slash Americans, really Anglo-Saxons, Westerners, Europeans, however you want to chop that up. But to say that they argue that it leads to the extinction of the white race gives credit to Mama Frances Cress Welsing and Baba Neely Fuller, who always stated that this is about the fear of white genetic annihilation. So, what is it one more time? The fear of white genetic annihilation. And okay, so now that we know what the replacement theory is to basically the fear of the whites and others being replaced by people of color. So, also according to a New York Times, 7 of the 13 people shot were black. Now, what's interesting about that number? Okay, go back to what they said to the article I just read about the fear of white genetic annihilation. So, what's interesting about the two whites that were killed? I mean, shot because he didn't kill them. He even apologized to one. So this will kill the argument that he's insane and he don't know what he's doing, because he specifically had nigger with the ER that'll get them sent to the ER, but he specifically had nigger and others racist things written on his gun. Okay. And I wanted to kind of do this before I drive a little too far. I wanted to do this week because the 14th, everybody was reacting. So we have a lot of people that just react the whole week, and then next is silent. And a lot of times also, like I think, we got more people upset about Will and Jada than this. Everybody had an opinion on social media. Yo, Queen K in the building. What's up, fam? How you doing? Yeah, everybody had an opinion on Will and Jada. All the dudes had an opinion on what another man, and but like I said before, I'm gonna get back on this right now. But what gets me about this is all these dudes, Earthquake, all these guys, everybody got an opinion on another man's marriage. This is like weird to me. Not saying you can't voice your opinion on anything, but first of all, Earthquake, who is your wife? I'm not here to talk about Earthquake, but I'm just saying the weirdness of the things we choose just to blast people about. But here this white boy is coming to a hood of all of us and lay down 10 of ours. Kill 10 of ours. And his presence of mind to drive to this specific location after his manifesto, stating that this replacement theory, go back and research this replacement theory that they're crying about, the fear of white genetics annihilation. Mama Frances Cress Welsing, again, Mama Frances Cress Welsing already told us white genetic annihilation. And what's funny but not funny on a serious note is that when we look at stuff like the movie Boomerang and how they juiced up. Now go back and pay attention to Martin Lawrence's character in that movie. Notice they got him amped up and he's the black guy. It's racial. Everything is racial. But go back to when he's talking to Marcus and Gerard at the pool table. And he's talking about the white man's fear of black balls. That's the ISIS papers. That's Mama Frances Cress Welsing. Another movie that did it was in the opening scene of Baby Boy. Jody tells you, go back and listen to that. He says there's this doctor named Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, and he goes to his opening. I've said this in a few of my videos. But she, along with her teacher, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., Neely Fuller Jr., Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. told us years ago that this was all predicated on white genetic annihilation. So the fact that we understand that white terrorists, American, the race soldiers, police, however you want to slice and dice these section of people, or not people, because you just not humane to do what these group of savages have done over the years. You can't convince me that they are human. But they don't kill their own. You get what I'm saying? Now they will. Let's see what my mind. Found blacks are scared to talk about serious talk because of fear of losing their life. I guess in the day it was a scary thing to face. But I'm ready. But you know, Queen K, we talked, we were dialoguing about that last time, fam. About like what would you do when you get to whatever that is, because we don't know until we transition. But whatever the afterlife would look like to anybody's teachings, anybody's spiritual background. We're not here to argue people's spiritual background. Whatever your spiritual background may be, what would it be like when you get to whoever it is? And they ask you, why didn't you do anything? And you said, because I was scared of the consequences. That's one of them things. She's absolutely right when she says that they are scared of, to lose their life. They're afraid to lose their livelihoods. And that's why I said, we have to be careful when we say things because it has ramifications. And I'm fully aware of the ramifications of everything. When I hit record, I know they're watching. I just ain't gained enough traction. What do you think they mean when they say Big Brother is always watching in these shows? They're not going to give us access, laptops with cameras, all these fancy cameras, and not watch us. They have people literally that just pay to sit and just watch. So we have to know our enemy like our enemy knows us. But this white boy drives over 200 miles. He has on body armor. He knows what he's about to do, premeditated. Now watch how they spin this. I would be surprised if you do, because whatever happened to Dylan Roof? And I think they said he's going to get the death penalty, but it's always funny. But like I said, he even apologized to Hills that he shot, because we're on two different programming. We're downloaded with kill, kill, die, die, and this is their natural essence. They're not programmed with anything. We're programmed with their essence, or their asili, the ASILI, which Mama Maroon would call the cultural seed, or the essence, their asili, their nature. So we are downloaded and programmed with them. I keep saying, like when I talked about the Sainka Shakur or Monster Cody, and he talked about how the Crips swept through, how the formation of the Bloods and Crips swept through the black communities. It's something that he never seen. I keep saying that blacks kill blacks, in the words of Nana Bobby E. Wright. And when I say Nana, I mean great teacher. Great teacher Bobby E. Wright, he says black kills blacks because we were never trained to kill whites. So we got to understand this. We got to stop asking the question, well, what Black Lives Matter at when we kill us? That's not what they put there for. We got to stop asking these rhetorical, dumb questions. Well, where's this? Where's this? Stop asking these dumb questions and get and understand. So just imagine if we were downloaded to die, crocodile, die, crocodile. This white genetic annihilation is what I'm talking about in this video. White genetic annihilation. If we were programmed, which they never would, but if we were programmed to target them and mass genocidal numbers the way we do them, then where would that leave the white race? In the same position it leaves the black race. See what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying for my people not to be hot, because I've seen a lot of us say, well, next time y'all come to the hood, see y'all go, we got to get ready and stop doing all of this. Because guess what? They might not pull up in the hood with their gun, but they pull up in they put up in the hoods with their the abortion clinics. What are they called? Planned Parenthood. See, they pull up in the hood with the genocide of music. Die, nigga, die. That's how they pull up in the hood and kill us. See, they ain't even got to come in and lay us down. They put it in us and get us to lay each other down. See, this white boy is slick. Y'all got to understand. Let's see what my fan said. I do. You said do it, and I got what you're saying. Do you think that that's why they created the RICO Act to stop that from happening? In a sense, kind of like, yeah. But I also think, like, in a sense, with the RICO Act, that's another way to entrap us. Because, and I think I was talking about this in the last video, okay, that our people kept saying, well, why don't the Klan get caught up, T.I., as I call him, total idiot, when it comes to talking about political issues? About the Black Panthers. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime. Think about Mutulu Shakur. They got him on the RICO Act, Tupac Pops. Think about Mutulu Shakur. He's still behind bars, and he's supposed to be released. So they just recently released Sundiata Acoli, and I think he was like 85. Don't forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think he's like 85. That's when they will release a Black Panther or a black political figure of that stature. But they're quick to release a Catholic priest that's been running through altar boys, that's been running through children in the neighborhood, because they know who they're releasing. They know who they're releasing into. And you know what? One thing I love and I appreciate is the people that come like this, like that Sister K that supports. One person supports. And I give my heart to this. But because I'm not as flashy as a lot of these others that get up here and they get 5,000 views and they talking about nothing. They're talking about nothing. They can't even direct you as to why we are in the situation we're in. So yes, to answer a question, that is exactly why the RICO Act was put into place. Remember, for these goofies that's running around talking about Marcus Garvey was a failure, J. Edgar Hoover was created for Marcus Garvey. See, we don't know our history. We just talk. And we listen to Tariq Nasheed. And we watch documentaries on buck breaking. If you read a book, you don't need a video. But see, we're in a microwave society where we just want to sit down and we want to instantly learn. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to use more sources. We're not understanding. We want to listen to other folks that don't understand how we were destroyed. We listen to idiots like Charleston White that sits and go off and just says the most idiotic things without proper context. So what we also got to look at is why the strategy. The strategy behind when white folks do what they did, like that 18-year-old. What is his name? His name is Peyton Gendron, Gendron. Peyton Gendron, Gendron. Killer Peyton, Killer Pete. We're going to call him Killer Peyton because he is his ancestors. Let's not ever forget this. They are their ancestors like we are ours, but they don't have no confusion. They not running around talking about we ain't white. We here. They don't care. Because what they are, see, we get too literal. We say we not black. Black is a color. You're not the color of your hair. As he say, stall me out, Debo. Because ultimately the system is called what? It's not called Caucasian supremacy. It's not called American supremacy. It's called white supremacy. Because they don't split hairs. If you got that white skin, you in. Now you could be an abolitionist like John Brown if you want. You got a good one here and there. But for the most, they don't argue about these mundane small things like we do. This is what we got to get on code with. When we say black power, like my sister just said, the Black Panthers, because black is power. Black is beautiful. It's a description. Black is strong. All black coffee. How strong is black coffee? You know, a sister said something at a panel that I was speaking on. She said, and she made me think about this. And I always love to give credit because I'm around other people. I love to give credit, you know, where credit due. And she said something to the nature. She said, even in martial arts, she said, what is your highest degree belt? Black belt. Mastery. But we more so want to just take from ourselves. They don't do that. You know, there was a show in the 80s and 90s. Alfonso Ribeiro played in it. Silver Spoons. Ricky Schroeder. Now, with the last one that shot up, that came to those, Dominic. Yeah, Ricky Schroeder with the white boy that shot up in the protest. And they got behind him. He clearly killed him. And anybody that really feel like, you know, he got off for that justified self-defense might want to your medulla oblongata. Because again, here we have somebody that's driving to somewhere. He has to go to the event to be attacked. And Ricky Schroeder, who played in Silver Spoon. See, we got to watch these white celebrities. See, and we got to watch the ones like the quarterback, Drew Brees, New Orleans Saints. But I'm going to get back to Ricky Schroeder. Ricky Schroeder, and I'm paraphrasing a bit. I don't have verbatim, but they put money behind this white boy that shot them folks at the protest. Now, he shot his own. Because like I said, that's not their natural thing to kill their own, but they will. They ain't a killer with theirs, but don't push them. So they kill for nothing, letting on something. So killing is in their DNA. But Ricky Schroeder goes on to say, you know, this kid, we don't want this kid to throw his life away. You know, so they got behind him. You know, they put up money. They said, this kid got a bright future. Now here this joker done killed folks. Said he got a bright future, and we don't want him to throw his life away. He got his future ahead of him. And you see he walked up out of that. And then they got to the point where they was talking, he gonna sue them for false allegations of calling him white terrorism. It's not even supremacy, it's terrorism. White terrorism. See, I like to speak on events once all of the shock value. Everybody wants to fly out and talk. Only time certain issues, like with the little girly man, Kevin Samuels, you know, I talked about that. You know, I talked about that. But a lot of times I like to let the novelty and the shock value wear off. And then I'll talk about stuff. And sometimes maybe I should strike while the iron is hot because more people your videos, but a jewel is a jewel no matter what, you know, when it's posted. But we gotta understand their makeup. And one thing we do with ours, before I close out, one thing we do with ours that we must stop, because when we deal with our people, we say, and remember I did the video on we are our own worst enemies. We say, a lot of times brainwashed Negroes, they'll say, all of my hurt done came from black folks. And I'm going to do one on proximity. All of my hurt done came from black folks. White folks never done nothing to me. Everybody I done never had. And to the outsider that doesn't know themselves yet, it makes sense. So I can't totally clothesline them for that. But what I'm saying is we got to get beyond some of these things that we're saying. We have to like really open up our minds. No, dead serious. She said I hear that all the time. Because that's what the programming is designed to say. Well, you know, but we'll say all of ours, right? In this, we'll generalize all black folks. Sisters that have been hurt by brothers, they say, niggas ain't shit. Brothers that done been hurt by female, bitches ain't shit. And we got dumb idiots like Corey Holcomb. We got dumb idiots that spew that venom. To the naked eye, it seems true. But like I said, once we start to understand the program and how it works, we understand why we think like this. So we'll say all of us, black folks ain't never done it. Give me one of these brainwashed Negroes that's a foundational American. And they say, black folks Africa ain't never done nothing for us. How come Africa ain't never helped us? Africa ain't never done that. Black folks ain't never done that. All black folks is this. But when they get on white folks, not all white folks, it's a case by case with them. And they say, well, you can't, and for the ones that's really mental-sidal, they'll say, you know, if we're tapping on white folks for what they are, they'll say, in order to get us up off of white folks, they'll start bringing us in. They'll say, well, what about what black folks do? We ain't talking about us right now. We're not talking about us right now. We got to understand this replacement theory. This is where they get the what is it? The critical race theory. All these theories that these white boys are coming up with. Critical race theory. So what the critical race theory does in this white terroristic system is that it ensures the future. Because what they say, see now, and I got to do my homework on this, but I was reading something yesterday and I saw it a couple of times. I ain't done research on it, so I don't know if it's true right now. I'm just putting this out, let y'all know. But I saw to where they were talking about that from the cereals, the Rice Krispies, and these are my favorite cereal, that they were gonna make Pop a transgender woman. Imagine that. So, okay, hold on. I'm going somewhere. I ain't forgot my point with critical race theory. But to me, and I gotta look into this. Anybody know, please let me know. Comment and let me know what y'all is. They said they're gonna make Pop out of Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Now they already done made Robin from Batman and Robin sexual. Remember in Arthur, they made Mr. Ratburn, they made him marry a man. Think about what they're doing now. Because what white terrorism does is they don't just give you the whole shebang. They give you drop by drop by drop. So you can say, oh, that's been going on. So now let's just say this is true that they're gonna make Pop a transgender female. What does that do? What does that honestly do to the youth? So all of the cartoon characters are starting to be made transgender, bisexual, homosexual. Like I said, they're ensuring the future. I'm going to get back on critical race theory. But what critical race theory is doing is to make sure that our people, only us, we don't see white people in a menacing light. We don't see them in a threatening fashion. Well, by God, it's not all our faults. And then they look, this is the crazy part about them. They get mad at you, they terrorize you, and then get mad at you. It ain't all our faults. And for anybody that any other, because it's fair game, anybody can come watch your videos. For any other that comes to watch this video, don't come to me asking me how I feel. Go back and understand the history of this. For what have constantly been done to people that look like me by people that look like you, and tell me how you would feel. Because see, that's what they like to do, and like my sister Kay was saying, that people are afraid they're gonna lose their lives, i.e., not just be killed, but be killed economically, be killed financially, be killed in their businesses. They say, well, you can't talk them views and build a business. You got to kind of hide what you feel. I get it. But there's a tug of war going on inside when you got jewels to spit, but you can't say it because your business is on the line. They say, well, you either want truth or you want to make money. But there was I think it was the governor of Virginia. It was either the mayor or the governor. I got to research these things. And he got caught in a picture. Now, he either was the one, no, he was the one in blackface. This was an old college. I think they said it was an old college photo there. I'm going to show you how white folks handle stuff and with their business. And he was standing next to somebody else in a Klan outfit. This is the mayor or the governor of Virginia. It was a couple of years ago, maybe 2017, 2018. Let me see if I can pull it up. And that way I'll know. But we have to figure out ways. Let's see. Okay. And let's see what comes up. Because I remember this. He's either the governor or the mayor. Now, which one? I can't recall off top. Okay. I knew it. I do. See, and you know what? See, and that's what it is. Now with me, and I was just talking to one of my fam last night, and I found an article, by the way, and it was the governor. Okay, but I'm like you said, I've been homeless. I have a relationship with the light, and I do my best to follow the 10 Commandments. See, my thing is the 42 laws of my yacht. Or, you know what I'm saying? See, but this is the thing. I think what happens is we try to force everybody to follow our way. No, if those 10 commandments, now we got to know the origin of where everything comes from. Now I will say that. But if those commandments help you to understand what time it is, by all means, do not readjust your clock according to just because what somebody else say. So it's just like we have to have something that can be like a code. We got to have a code of what governs you. So that's what it is. We don't have nothing no more. Nobody, it's like morality has been abandoned. And I'm talking about us. White folks ain't never had no morality. So, we can't deal with that. They can't do with what they ain't got. But his name is and then this is the New York Times. It's New York Times again. Says this was 2019. Okay. Yeah, 2019. I want to make sure. Okay, yep. 2019. It says governor admits he was in racist yearbook photo published 2019. Governor Ralph Northam, Northam, Northam. Northam. Okay. So I'm gonna see if I can pull the picture up. Let's see. Let's see if y'all can see that. See that right there? Now I think that's the governor in blackface. Now the other question is, who is that right there in the Klan outfit? Who is that in the Klan outfit? See, we got to think. Because we think all of these are isolated incidents. And we think because, we got Stacey Abrams running for office and we've had Barack Obama and we have black achievements, whatever that is, that we've come a long way. We say, hey, we ain't where we was. We just get to play basketball now. LeBron's got millions. Tyler Perry's got millions. I'm trying to tell you, the boy got his own money. We ain't come nowhere. Who was that? And that was the question that nobody never asked. Who was the one in the Klan outfit? So I brought that picture up for a reason. Because remember what I was saying before that we are taught that we got to be silent about our issues. Rightfully so, because we've seen what they've done to us in the past. They have spoken. They cut your tongue out when you speak it. That sister, I think her name Goddess Segment. I like that little sister. I like that sister. That sister there, she's bold. She's fearless. She speaks what she feels. And she says something to the nature of they cut your tongue out, not for what you say, but they're afraid of what the people will hear. Strong. They cut your tongue out, not for what you say, but they're afraid of what the people may hear. So that's really why they do you how they do you. So this is Governor Ralph Northam. And look, this is how white folks are. So when they pushing up on him and they telling them, they saying, you know, you might have to step down. Now I don't know if he's still in office, but he was the arrogant white man. He said, look, I don't apologize now. I told y'all I'm sorry. Now, this is the end of the discussion. We ain't gonna talk about it no more. And guess what? You ain't hear about it no more. Because their system caters to that. We don't have a system. That's why we got to be quiet, and they tell us always be quiet, because we don't have a system. Well, I know you ones running around talking about y'all Black Americans, but y'all got a shared country. Yes, it was yours. Okay. Yeah, okay. We can say it was the Indians. We can say it was whoever's before the white boy got here. I was in a relationship in 2019. I was in a relationship in 2018. I ain't in a relationship no more. She still lives, but I'm not. But that's all I'm saying. Sometimes I usually have on my Sankofa, which means go back and get it and bring it back into the future. But sometimes we just stay in the past too much. I told y'all, this mixed martial arts. He lays 10 people down. And what's the consequence? And a lot of us say, well, you know, I don't think he's going to get off. I think they're going to do justice. You mean the same ones that will see them killing us on camera and still say, I don't see nothing? I mean, by God, they really had to really just twist their arm with George Floyd. And Negroes like Hassan Campbell, you know, that what make me mad with ones like them. What make me mad like idiots like, and see, I'll be back and forth because I'll be saying I ain't gonna say these clowns' names. But sometimes you got to call a duck a duck. But what makes me mad about these clowns is because they take that neo-colonialist blackface or brown face or whatever approach. And they'll say, like I was listening to the idiot Hassan Campbell, who makes tons on there. And he don't drop nowhere near the jewels that I do. Tons. Okay. Facebook, man. Look my first name up, Obasi. And last name Kinte, Kinte. Gotcha, fam. Okay, go back to this goofy Hassan Campbell. I heard something in a short video of his, and he was talking about Candace Owens running down on the Black Lives Matter chicks. And him talking about Candace Owens running down on the Black Lives Matter chicks, he's asking them these dumb rhetorical questions I keep talking about. Well, where's Black Lives Matter when this? Or where's Black Lives Matter when that? I keep telling you, they're not designed like that. That's not the download that they've been given. If you ain't giving that download, you're not going to function for that task. So in his rant, he goes on to say, you know, y'all wanted all the smoke for George Floyd, the dope fiend. What him got to be? Even if, let me tell you something. Even if he was, because he never was resisting, how can you resist when somebody kneeling on your neck cutting your air supply off? But y'all these dumb Negroes like him get up here and say these things, say these dope things, because we found it cool to be disrespectful. We can't differentiate between telling the truth and being disrespectful. So here you call a man that had his life taken by race soldiers a dope fiend. Even if he was he doing dope when they did it? Even if he was doing dope, that they deserve to kneel on him and take his life like that. See, that's why we gotta be careful who we listen to on these channels. We go with the popular. We go with whoever the masses or the asses are following. If they was a celebrity like Kwame Brown, I'm tired. I'm gonna take the muzzle off today. Then we follow. That dude don't even understand how to elevate himself. He still refers to himself as a bust because he knows what he is. He says, this is what I'm saying, simultaneously, he gets on everybody and say, I done told y'all, this is bigger than basketball. But you hold on to the name that they gave you in the game. They called you a bust, dog. That's all you see yourself as? And they get up here and they do interviews with Tommy Sotomayor, Charleston White. Charleston White got the Trump factor in him. Just like Girly Man, Kevin Samuels. They had the Trump factor. And that Trump factor is that they say some good stuff. They say some stuff that you agree with. Some stuff Trump said, I said, okay, I agree with that. But that don't mean I want the fool on my team. And so we find the most foolish people. I watched the interview of that idiot, and we think he's so real because I read comments when Charleston White is going off on a rant. And people think he's so real. And they saying, well, what he's saying is the truth. Well, hello, Captain Obvious. Because again, where would that lead them? Where would that lead them in the music industry if they talked about Jews? They talked about Asians. They talked about white folks. They wouldn't make nothing. Because the jewel is to tell us to kill us. We the prizes. And y'all can't even understand that you are the prize. Your beautiful black skin is the prize. Your full lips is the prize. Everything that make you and your black soul, your essence, is a prize. You know? I want y'all to understand these things. So we follow because we think disrespect is cool. You gotta stop. He'll say, ain't none of them niggas go say that y'all ain't done nothing to the white boy. And I was listening, and a guy was trying to convince me what he was saying was cool. And Charleston White is going, stop following him a long time ago. Which one, Charleston White or Hassan Campbell? Because they both idiots. Probably Hassan. But we think that's something cool. And he's sitting here saying, these old tough rappers, what they need to be put in a cell with a white boy so a white boy can fuck them. Why would your mind go to that? Not fight them. F them, screw them. Why would your mind go to something like that? Why is that the first thing that your mind would go to? And we say, oh, that's real what he's saying. And he gets followers. He gets brought on platforms because, much like Girly Man, he builds his following on disrespect of his people. I don't care how real he's trying to convey his message. to say that old dope fiend DMX. Read the autobiography, Earl, and you'll see how he became a dope fiend. That old dope fiend, he died for dope, all of this. And then something key he said, let you know he a punk. Ever since he been dead, I've done nothing but disrespect him. See, that's some chump stuff when y'all disrespect somebody when they dead. I ain't had no love for Gruddy Man when he was alive. When I messaged and added him on social media, I added him while he was alive. I didn't wait till he fall down to make no videos. We say things when we know something, nobody not here to do something. Just like the video I played with Farrakhan praising Malcolm X's killers. But and this is the time, and in that video, he says, we asked the Honorable, did you guys kill Malcolm? And the Honorable said, so what if we did? The Honorable said, so what if we did? So what's funny about that before I close out? But I got somewhere, I feel like I'm doing an unpacking. And like I said, you know, sometimes I'm caught between, I wish, like people say, I wish more people would hear these videos. But I'm caught between that and just these sessions like here. Because sometimes all it's going to be is an argument, this, that, and it's distract you. It distract you from what you're really trying to say. But in them praising and saying how fearless the guys that killed Malcolm were, the whole reason they got mad at Malcolm is because he talked about, supposedly, this was their justification, but because he talked about John Kennedy, President Kennedy. He said the chickens coming home to roost like honey. That's the hate that hate produced. Even some of the most proclaimed to be strongest don't utter things about white folks. Because like my fam said, they're afraid of losing their life. Farrakhan kissed a white man right in the mouth. Kissed Michael Flager right in the mouth. They do a Final Call article about their romance. He follows Scientology. White boy, white boy, white boy. Now white boy got the answer for black liberation. And anybody follow L. Ron Hubbard, you know he's a nut. But that's the end game of once you in this game for so long. Kwame and Hassan. Yeah, they goofies. And like I said, Kay, you know, in the beginning, I rock with both of them. In the beginning, you know, because honestly, with the Hassan Campbell, I really felt for him for what he went through with Afrika Bambaataa. And even kind of wanted to build with him at one point in the beginning because, like I said, I felt like a truther. But once you give a fool something, their true character come out. So the same thing with Kwame. When Kwame came out, I was supporting, and I was like, just like when you see me warring on somebody, right, that is backed by whites. Yeah. But, you know, when it came to Kwame, it was like when he came out, I was like, yo, I'm riding with dude because he's saying something real. I thought he was going to come out and really talk to these folks. Because he came out, and I think, because if you look at it, go back and look at the videos when he first came out, he's got 500,000 views. Because he had the people riding with him. But see, if the real ain't in you, you can only pretend for so long. If you don't know who you are, you can only pretend for so long. So, you know, there were certain things like, and I'm, and I'm gonna back you up to what you, and I'm gonna add to where you at on that where you say you don't want to be on there where they backed by whites. I don't trust black people that really love the American flag. Because we understand, like I said on the book that I always talk about, Hooded Americanism. Here you got the Klan on horses with the American flag. They don't have the Betsy Ross flag. They got the one that you see right now every day. They don't have the Confederate flag. So we really thought that they was doing something when they gave us when they started warring on and taking down the Confederate. Because the American flag got just as much blood drenched on it too. They done bombed more African villages. They've bombed more foreign countries. They've killed more families. They've done a lot under this right now American flag. And here we have brainwashed Negroes that talking about this is us. I'm a foundational black American. Nigga, in the day you'd have been strung up with your flag. Stop playing with these folks. And they sit back because they know what a fool you are. This is why you're allowed to breathe. I'm gonna get out of here at and probably around an hour mark. I'm at 51. This is probably one of the longest videos I've done. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. We got to understand what time it is. And see, I made this point, and I think I got off of it earlier, that with the white boy laying down them people in Buffalo, yeah, it's about that. But what they do is send messages to others. Because they hear when Dylan Roof did what he did in that church in South Carolina. Yeah, he might be in jail, but where did they stop him? Where did they stop him before they took him to jail? They stopped him at Burger King. Because essentially he's gonna get a slap on the wrist. Okay, the other one that killed them ones in the protest, no time. So what they see is that, hey, yo, I can go pull these off. I could write me a manifesto and kill black folks too. I probably won't even get caught. I'm gonna get peacefully apprehended. There's your police reform and your police training, because they kill me with saying that, the police just need better training. They ain't need no training when it was him. Because it's just like in that movie, Higher Learning. See, that's why I always quote these movies, because like I said, where I'm at now, I see through the movie. I'm not just watching TV, because a lot of us conscious, we say, I don't watch TV. We gotta make our declaration that we don't want to watch TV no more, because we think being conscious is just being radical and anti everything. When you are immersed in it, you can't get away from it. It's coming through your music. No matter what device you're streaming on. No matter who's your cell phone carrier. They getting a cut of that if it's not their whole pie. It is what it is. But just like in Higher Learning, when Remy kills at the end, when Remy kills everybody on campus, pay attention to this scene, because this is why they take them in the way they did. Think about this scene. For that movie Higher Learning, Remy kills all these people on campus. Right? He shoots. He kills Tyra Banks. He kills others. Okay. Now, these race soldiers that were security campus officers, they've been harassing the black students all the time, right? Okay. So after Remy kills them, and Malik, who's played by Omar Epps, He runs down on them and give them things. What they do? They beat Omar Epps because they never forget now. Remember, like I said, he apologized for the white boy. What's his name again? Peyton Gendron, Gendron. We're gonna stop calling him the Buffalo Shooter. We're gonna call him Peyton. Because if it was us, everybody would know our name. If it was one of ours, everybody would know our name. So we're gonna call him, his name is Peyton, 18 years old. So just like that, okay, they beat up, they beat the hell out of Omar Epps. Okay. And then when they get to Remy, how did they handle him? Think about this scene now. He's getting ready to kill himself. They are pleading with him. Hey, don't do this. He said, I want to be an engineer. They said, hey, you still can do this now. And you done killed these folks. They tell you, you still can finish your career now. You just killed some niggas. You ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing wrong. You ain't did nothing like, hey, don't do this. They really don't want to kill their own. And when he blew his brains out, look at how disheartened they look. Look at how sad they look. Because one of theirs with so much potential took his life. That's why when Peyton Gendron was acting like he was going to kill himself, they didn't want him to. He said, hold on, we still can use you. Y'all see this? We run around saying, oh, why the KKK don't get no RICO Act? T.I., shut up and rap. That's what I like. I like T.I. when he rap. Now, even though it was genocide, that's what I know you for. Because I'm from ATL. That's what you do, boy. You entertain. What that white girl tell LeBron? Shut up and dribble. Because that's how they see you. And you look goofy when you're trying to come into this realm and you don't know what you're talking about. You're not equipped. You're not a heavyweight champ. That was so shameful when him and Killer Mike was on that platform with Candace Owens. When was America great again? Sound like a bunch of bullshit. That's not intelligence, man. It's not. That ain't moving nobody. That's not. You're not doing nothing. You're just talking. But because it's a celebrity, like a David Banner, like a Kwame Brown, and whoever else, we follow it. Because we say, hey, they must know something. Oh. Now who that back there? Look, you see this? White terrorism. It says Peyton S. Gendron. Oh, Killer. Killer that popped up. Man, get off my screen, man. Oh, one of his little minions. Hey, minion. Hey, minion. What you want to say, minion? He probably humping his sister right now, so he can't talk. He's probably humping his sister. Now he is. White terrorism popped up on my screen. Now here it is, a white boy on my screen in the name of this killer. What I'm talking about. He either doing the dog or his sister right now, so he can't talk. That is funny. I'm about to. Where you at? Man, right they are, cowards. Was you gonna get your 100 people to do something? Because you proud, right? Guy that's playing like you, Peyton, and representing, you proud of yours, right? Because we really could use your little redneck self as a case study. You're proud of what happened, right? Now Peyton don't now pseudo Peyton don't want to say nothing. He probably gone back to hunt the dog now though, because you know how that's what they do. But I agree. I leave you how I agree. Joe Killer done came through. And I guess they think you're supposed to fear. It is what it is, man. I leave you. I agree. The gender words of a BB48. African liberation, African people. Peace. Okay.